Just want to let you lot know that if you're watching this clip on the Fozcast YouTube channel, the full episode is now available to watch exclusively on Spotify, and it's free. Come on.
What's the difference between playing for one of the biggest teams in Scotland, the biggest team in Scotland, I don't know how to explain that any more than what I said it, and then playing for a team down in England? Because up here, it's a bit of a goldfish bowl, isn't it?
Yeah.
They live for that Saturday afternoon. They live for that football match. Is there so much more expectation and spotlight on you up here playing for Rangers?
Yeah, there is. There is, but it's also not. It's also the before and it's also the after. You know, you can be down in England. You can be at teams where things will go against you. You can have a bad day. You can lose, but you can sort of go back to normality after it.
It's not the end of the world.
No, here it's the end of the world, and you feel it. It's not just when you've been up here for long enough, and you understand what the club's about. And you understand what the demands are and the expectations are, you feel it. You don't need the fans to remind you. You know. It's like things happen, you lose a game, and you just want to get home, back indoors, and it's like, it is the end of the world. You know, because you feel like that, but you know that the fans feel like that as well. So you're not even going to try and push anyone the wrong way, do anything you don't want to do, plans cancelled, rounds of golf cancelled the next day that were booked in because you're thinking, we win this game, I'm going to have a good day with my friends. No, cancelled, done. Right, it's not the right time because it means that much. It means that much to the fans. And when you're here and you listen to them, you feel that, and you've been here and you know what's expected, you feel exactly the same.
That's just part and parcel of it. So
that's just parcel.
It's kind of very much a results driven. Your life is kind of result driven, isn't it?
Yeah. It does take over, and it's the only thing, you know. It's up there. It does control what you do. It does control how things are. Your family live it too. Your family, your kids live it in the school playground. Your wife lives it on Instagram. It's the only thing that matters when it comes to Rangers, and it comes to what the expectations are. The expectations are to win, whether you're 3-0 down in a European tie from the leg before this. The expectation is still to win and to come through that game. That's what is expected of you. But the minimum requirement is sort of like what we talked about. It's the fight, it's the effort. The fans see that, they get behind you. They see that great. You give the ball away, fine. You see if you go and win it back, place goes mental. They want to see that. They want to see that fight from their team. And that's what it is. That's why it's so special. That's why the night.
Was you prepared for this? Was you prepared for it when you signed? Did you know it was going to be quite like that?
You never quite know. You watch games. I remember watching some of the European games from the season before I signed. I watched the Europa League final. I watched some of the Old Firm games. So it doesn't compare to them when you come up here. It's not the same as watching it on TV or being in a stadium. It's completely different, and that's what makes it so special. And that's why, you know, it should get the credit. You know, playing for Rangers is not, you know, people don't give Scottish football the respect. It's tough and it's demanding and it is rewarding at the same times when you get it right and you do what's right. And that's why it's so special. That's why so many incredible players have played up here.
Can we rewind to when you signed for Rangers and like, we always like to kind of hear the story of how people signed and when you first got wind of Rangers coming in. How did it kind of transpire?
So it started the back end of that season. I was on loan at Man United from Palace, which was a great experience. I loved it. It was brilliant to go in there. It wasn't. Ultimately, I wanted to go and test myself. You know, I wasn't playing at Palace. I had the opportunity to go in the summer, broke my hand. So that sort of kiboshed that, but went in the January. And it was intense. The standard was incredible. It was brilliant to train and just feel like hold my own again with top players. And I felt like I needed that. Worked as hard as I could, gym, on the pitch, extras, whatever. And I just felt in a really, really good place. But I wanted to play football. And then sort of March time, started off a few sort of rumours. I knew I was coming to the end of my contract with Palace. I knew things were the club was sort of moving on, and that was fine. But I felt full of energy, so enthused, wanted to see what was next. And then, had a few meetings with Michael Beale, the Rangers manager at the time. he came down, we spoke about it. He showed me a video of sort of like a tour of Ibrox with the fans, with the noise, with everything, and just sort of it didn't really take a lot. I knew, right, this is an opportunity, a real opportunity to go and play somewhere incredible, somewhere with an incredible history of goalkeepers. But then you also know there's an opportunity of, you know, playing lots of winning football, you know, winning games, clean sheets, and the opportunity to win trophies, which is inevitable as being, something that's going to get you interested. And that was that. It didn't really take long. I came away from it, and just felt like it was a really good, pretty much said to my agent yes immediately, and they went off and did their bit, and we met one more time, and that was that. I just sort of knew that I wanted to go and test myself.
When you're going through that process, how often are you speaking to your agent? Like, is it a daily kind of, are you ringing him, or does he just ring you when he's got an update? How does it work?
No, they play the game, don't they? That's their moment when it comes to agents. They play the game. They know when to push. They know when to let someone sit on some information. They know when to go chasing someone and figure out. But it was an easy one. You know, there's times where you're at a club and things maybe not going the right way. Maybe they are. Maybe when you're playing well and you're flying, things unfold and they sort of do it on their own. Sometimes you need an agent who's going to go and force something through for you. You really need to change. But this was just quite normal. Like, sort of coming to the end of a contract, Rangers were really interested and wanted to do it. I heard that. I saw what it was all about. I wanted to do it. And those are the easy ones. That's where things are done pretty easy. And when it came to all the contracts and stuff like that, I wasn't really too bothered. It was just a case of I want to go and play football. I'd sort of gone a few years where sort of patiently waiting, working, felt like I deserved opportunities, but they didn't sort of come, and that's fine. But I felt like I just needed to go and take control, and it was a great opportunity, and all parties were interested, all parties wanted to do it, and it was an easy one to
How do you manage to get this past the wife then as well? Because people will listen to that and think, what's the wife got to do with it? Actually, quite a lot. An awful lot, in fact, because when you say to your wife, we're living in London at the minute. Well, the team that want to sign me are 500 miles up the road in a different country.
Have you seen the weather outside?
I know, it's absolutely bad.
There's nothing to complain about. It's difficult, but it's also a short career. Do you know what I mean? It sneaks up on you quick. 30 sneaks up quick, and all of a sudden you're like, right, what's the plan? Where are we heading? Yes, you think about young family, financially, what does it look like? Where are we going? What's the next contract? Because you do think like that as a player. You're thinking, you get to an age where you're thinking, can I get another big contract in me? Can I get a good move that's going to get me to 34, 35? Can I then nick something? You know, you think that way. When you're young, you just put a deal in front, sign it. Wicked. Just want to play football, don't care. Want to go out with my mates, want to play football. It's great, it's football, it's brilliant. But then you get older and things change. You've got to start thinking about, how do I make my career longer? What's the pathway? Do I sit tight? Do I wait for an opportunity? Do I go and take one? What does it look like? And that's the way you start to think. You start to think, right, I need to go and play now. I need to go and remind people what I'm about. I need to go and show people. I need to go play regular football. Playing for Rangers, 50,000 all the time. European games, Old Firm games, chance to win trophies. It's an unbelievable opportunity to go and re-establish that and show people what I'm about. And that was the overriding factor in this. And thankfully we sort of all agreed on everything, and it's contract, and the family wise, it's always a difficult one. But like I said, it's short, and the wife understands. The kids, it's difficult to move them, but then they understand, they buy into it. Yeah. They love coming to Ibrox. They love everything it's about. They get settled. Kids have short memories. They just want to be around the family, and they make it's difficult to do it though, but it's part of it. And there'll come a time where I'm not playing football anymore, and we'll settle and we'll plan. But football is, for me, I think you have to make the most of what this game gives you and the opportunities that you get. And this was an opportunity I couldn't turn down.
Thanks everybody for watching. We hope you enjoyed this clip of the Fozcast. If you would like to watch the full episode, it is now available exclusively on Spotify for free.